Tara and Andy's film reviews on OurGamers.co.uk.
Hello, Andy.
Hello.
That's the greeting you're getting today. Deal with
today?
it. Today we're talking about Kong Skull Island, or as I've typed up here, King Skull Island. Well, he is king, isn't he? No, Kong Skull Island. It's classified 12A. Director is Jordan Vogt-Roberts. The people starring in it, some famous faces actually. You got Tom Hiddleston, Samuel L. Jackson, who got on my nerves so much. That's all I'm going to say. And Brie Larson. The genre is action, adventure, fantasy, and the running time is very close to 2 hours. Didn't feel it at all. It's an hour and 58 minutes, but it was so entertaining. I did not notice that it was nearly 2 hours.
Yeah, it felt like an hour and 59 minutes to me.
Oh, God. Are you serious? Is it going to be like that? Is it? Oh, the beard is back! Well,
back again.
Slowly growing back. Okay, so...
Not slow about this. Nothing slow about this.
In brief, a team of scientists explore an uncharted island in the Pacific, venturing into the domain of the mighty Kong, and must fight to escape a primal Eden. Ooh. Okay, it was like an Eden. It was gorgeous, right? I mean, it was deadly, but it was a gorgeous landscape.
Save it for the location.
Oh, I don't have that. Anyway, story script. Nice take from the original. I quite liked it.
I enjoyed it as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I made a couple of notes throughout it that I was enjoying it.
Yeah. Yeah, we know who I'm talking about here. Few bits and character choices that thoroughly annoyed me. They just annoyed me so much. It's like, why? No, just learn and develop. Just don't be like that. So, have you got anything?
Yeah, the escalation was a bit predictable, but
yes,
I'm not going to complain about it. It was fine. I enjoyed the story.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the whole thing. The script wasn't amazing. But the story done the job it's meant to do.
Yeah, like I noticed, I can't remember now because I didn't write it down because I'm just silly, but there were a few questionable plot bits, so I need to watch again because it was like, that doesn't quite make sense. If I was to work that out and something you said earlier on, that just doesn't go with the timeline, like so.
Okay.
And then, simplistic story, but enjoyable. Bit of a monster movie. Completely a monster movie, actually, isn't it? It's really a monster movie.
Yeah, I got a random note saying that it's a proper monster movie in my eyes. It's
monster battles,
done really well.
Good fights and confrontations. If that's what you're into, this is your film, trust me. It is action-packed. I mean, that's why we probably didn't realise it was an hour and 58.
Yeah. Looking forward to seeing it again sometime.
Yeah, I actually wouldn't mind seeing it again. Definitely not a bad film at all. If you're after that sort of thing, it's not something that would be award-winning, I would say. Although the shots and CGI, that's a whole nother story.
It's not like, as you say, it's not award-winning. It's not going to be the best monster movie. But saying that, it is definitely one of the better ones, isn't it?
Oh, definitely. Shall we just really briefly touch on the previous Godzilla film that came out?
Yeah,
a few years ago?
Yes, monster movie.
How awful was that? I'm sorry, it was absolutely awful. I spent how much of the time watching it waiting to see Godzilla, only to kind of never see Godzilla, never see the battles, because they kept, from memory, the shots kept going somewhere else, so you didn't actually see anything. It didn't really build up to anything exciting.
I do want to watch that again just to remind myself.
That's the thing, you can't even remember. Like, that's not... This film, I will remember. For so many reasons. So that's why this is definitely not going to disappoint. If you went in to see the previous Godzilla film, what was it called? The one from last time, do you know?
Godzilla. I
think it was just Godzilla, wasn't it? From a couple of years ago.
Yep, 2014, Godzilla.
Yes. If you went and saw that and like us felt really, really sort of cheated, you won't in this one at all, because you get your amazing shots, your CGI, good story, good cast, and fantastic action. You get your monsters, and you get to see all of it. Oh, you get to see all of it. Yeah, I just remembered some stuff. I was like, I gotta look away. But yeah, no, it's good. And it was also surprisingly funny. I think they just took it a bit more... It was a bit more light-hearted at times for this one, if it makes sense.
Cinema's changed lately.
Yeah.
Every film has to have a bit of comedy.
Yeah.
Just to satisfy that.
It's like those couple characters, and they had those couple characters in this one.
It didn't have like loads of stupid comedy. It had just enough to... It
was just those comments, and it was like... okay. So, yeah, exactly. So you got your funny moments here and there as well. So that's good. I think that's all I have for story and script. So we'll move on to soundtrack. What have you got to say?
The sound, actually, before we go into soundtrack, just the sounds alone was really great.
Sound design.
They've done such a great job of all the sound effects.
Definitely.
And I know we saw it in an IMAX screen, so the sound is amazing in there anyway. But
it
was so effective.
It was. I've got notes on sound as well as soundtrack because it was something that really stood out and was done really effectively in this film. So the soundtrack, good soundtrack.
It had to be, wasn't it? He's got such an iconic roar. You have to get the sound.
You got to get it right.
Yeah, otherwise everybody like that doesn't match up.
The soundtrack itself was good because you had like tunes of the time, like where it was set.
60s and 70s.
Yep, exactly. So
I've got to know about that. They got some good. The songs from that remind me of some old war films and stuff. So it's definitely sort of that era music. It's in there. My brain knows somehow. Andy
was around back then. I'm joking. Good use of sound/music during action-packed scenes. It was very dramatic and edgy, and effective sound itself. So when it was like muffled and all that sort of stuff.
Yes.
So just creating that whole effect was so good. So I was quite happy with that.
Enjoyed.
Very, 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 very enjoyable. Trying to sound like an evil genie. So it's very enjoyable. I'm stroking the cat. Okay. There is no cat. I'm not stroking anything. Shots, CGI in 3D. What have you got?
I'm pretty sure I didn't say the sound was powerful, so I'm going to say the shots were powerful because they were so iconic throughout.
Oh yeah.
Throughout the whole film, you had shots that just you're going to remember. What you said, you're just going to remember everything about this.
Like you just want to take a snapshot of it and be like, that could be your background or your wallpaper, or a poster like that. It was. Do you know what? I think one of the most written categories for this film that I did was about the shots. It was mostly shots, and I think sound came second, and then that sort of thing. So definitely the shots were amazing. Before that all, though, we went and saw it in IMAX, and they had a personalised countdown, which I thought was a really nice touch.
Oh, yes.
It got you into it before you even got into it. So I liked that.
Yeah,
I was like, yeah!
That is a nice touch when they do that.
Raw! So yeah, nice. Real good in 3D again, obviously with all the effects and CGI, the landscape, the depth.
Because it's such a huge scene,
the scale.
Everything. Yeah, the scale is because of that. The 3D really stands out.
You need to see in 3D.
Yeah.
I think. Fantastic CGI. It's detailed and realistic. It's powerful and scary. It's menacing. It's great. Stunning landscape shots. Very atmospheric.
Yes, I've got some notes about the panning shots on the landscape. Yeah,
I loved it.
Such a great landscape.
That's why when they mention here in the little brief bit with Eden, like Primal Eden, I mean, they got that down perfectly because it really did. It's just the lush colours of the grass and the green and the woods, and then you'd have your dried out areas. Like, just all of it was just so effective and visually stunning. So I was quite happy with that. Oh, what else have I got? Oh yeah, you.
I was going to say I mentioned powerful shots right at the beginning, and then I never got to point out that the powerful shots are throughout the film, including like during the action.
Oh yeah.
During the action, it doesn't let up. You're still going to get like great shots.
I think that's my next note. I've got action shots that are interesting and cool. Effective use of slow-mo. They actually...
Yes. They did.
In a way, they did use it quite a bit, especially in the first, like with all the helicopters and stuff. But it actually worked. Like, I liked it.
It helped with scale, doesn't it? So much. Seeing a huge Kong in slow motion, it does kind of help.
And then suddenly bring it all back together in like real time. So, yeah, no, it was good. Cutting between scenes. So when it would kind of build up towards like the end of a scene, and then right before that climactic bit, they would like cut it to the next scene, but it would somehow link to the There was one bit that made me cringe and laugh. It was just like, oh. And I'm kind of glad I didn't see...
the look on your face.
Yeah, I know. I'm glad I didn't see the ending to that previous scene, but seeing the start of the second scene, or the next scene...
Yeah, it tells you
it was
happened.
like, I know, it was like, oh.
That's a way of keeping a 12A rather than a 15, maybe.
Yeah. It was really cleverly done. It was someone like me could go see it and it was okay.
Changing the scene completely in that quick cut, you still got the follow on that scene. It's
exactly. You knew the ending of it, but you move on.
It's not the first time it was silly done, but it was nicely done.
Yeah, it was really nicely done, and it's also a really harsh cut, so it definitely wakes you up if you're bringing someone to the cinema who might fall asleep easily. Be like, whoa, where are we now? What's going on? Okay. So, yeah. Really stunning shots. We mentioned that already. Visually nice and lovely. Makes me very happy because I like seeing pretty things. And shiny. No, I'm joking. A lot of distortion, especially during the action scenes. So that really messed with you. definitely got epic shots down. They know what they're doing. Visually very nice. And they do make Kong look great. That silhouette shot and the scale of it all.
Yes.
Like, amazing.
Yeah, it's in the artwork, it's in the trailer. Oh, it's there for a reason.
It's like, love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it. Big fan. Okay. Anything else? You know what's next, Andy? Cast and characters. Well.
Kong, I'm only saying this because he's a character in it.
He is a character.
Kong's
He's a major
reveal
character.
and Kong's presence was second to none. I mean,
loved
you had
it.
Samuel Jackson. You had
no.
you had Tom Hiddleston. You had
What's his name?
John Goodman.
That's the one.
You had Tom C. Reilly, and they all have a lot of presence on the screen.
Of course, yeah.
They all have, you know what they are, you know their characters. They're all going to be. They got the roles down.
Yeah.
But Kong was just.
Yeah.
They've done such a good job with that.
Yeah. Definitely. Exactly as you know, some well-known cast the presence. They, you know, when they come to a scene, they're obviously going to deliver. Commander Lin is in it. So
from the Great Wall.
Yeah, from the Great Wall, which we've recently reviewed for you as well. I was like, I know her. Is that her? I've got to check it at the end. And then I was like, hey, Andy, she's in it. No major role in this film, but at least something you pointed out, which is really good. She wasn't typecast.
Oh, yeah.
So that was really nice to see that diversity from the previous role that we've seen her in. So that was quite good. In regards to all the characters, especially like the main big ones that you know of, there was no major character development, which I thought was a big shame. And I think would have really brought more to it. So obviously just that's on a story side of things, I think. They just didn't kind of
I'll agree with that.
Go too much into that. And normally that is something I always joke with you about the whole character development thing, but it really, really stood out for me in this film, and it did kind of bother me because I thought people
It's because you disliked at least one of their characters.
I know, and it's like they're not learning. Like, just learn and grow and somehow develop, whether it's for better or for worse. Just do something. So that's the one little thing for me, which I think would have knocked my rating up a little bit more had they done a bit more character development. And it even goes for Kong. He had amazing presence, absolutely amazing presence, fantastic, but you don't get that massive insight with the relation to the humans that he has on that personal level, especially with the new cast that come in. So you kind of hear, you find out the story about him on this island, but that whole reaction in relation to the people that are on there, like there was none of that. So it would have been nice to have seen some of that, which is some of the major thing from previous Kong films, is when he kind of, you know, that relationship he has with the female character and how that builds. You kind of didn't really get that in this one. So that's another little thing for me, but it's only tiny, so there's nothing major. If you want your action and your monster battles, it's still a great film to go see.
All around they had the right character, the right cast for the characters.
Yeah. It was an interesting cast, because I don't know, I wouldn't have expected some of them to be in it, and I thought, oh, that's nice to see.
Well, I don't remember seeing Tom Hiddleston being acted,
yeah.
being like announced or anything. Was he on the trailers and stuff?
I think he was.
I think it was a bit of a surprise when he turned up for me. I hadn't seen him. Yeah.
I don't know. Are we moving on to randoms? I think it's time.
Yep.
And what have you got?
I made a couple of randoms. Enjoying it. I made that more than once. And then I properly enjoyed that. Yeah, it was a good monster movie. In my eyes, it's a good monster movie.
I've got... Oh, that's just nasty. Like, that was during one of the...
That's before the film started. As we sit down.
I looked at Andy and I was like, oh, that's... I'm joking.
Hey, I said it first.
And then... No, it was during one of the early action scenes. And then looking back, it was kind of during a few actions. There were always like, there was something in every scene and it would be like, oh, that's just nasty. I did not need to see that, but that was really, really well done. And stay in your seats, okay? Stay in them. Those credits, they are there. They will come. They will be there and they will go. You will need to stay till the very freaking end. I don't care if you need the toilet. I don't care if whatever. You need to stay and find out what happens in that end credit scene, because that got me so excited. I mean, I enjoyed the whole film and I was like, oh, okay, yay. Woo. And I can't wait to rate this and review it. And then, I don't know, I think you must have known that there was an end credit scene, because I was in my own little world, kind of ready to go. And then suddenly it was like, oh yeah, we're still here. And I see why. And it was so good. Like, I'm really glad that I went to see that. So, no spoilers obviously from me or Andy. but it is super worth staying for that little teaser at the end. And on that note, I think it's time for the rate.
Yeah.
So what are you going to rate it?
I'd like to go higher, but I'm going to go for a 7.
Same.
Happily enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Would like to give it a bit of a higher score, but just something about it.
I definitely give it a very, very, very strong 7. But I think what it is with both of us, because obviously I would love to give it an 8, but I think it's just because it wasn't an outstanding story with all that major character development and that whole relationship with Kong and the development of Kong. So you kind of see that other side of him and all that, because he kind of pretty much sort of turns up for the battles and sorts all of that out. There's not a lot else. So I think that's why we're not knocking it up higher, but still an amazing 7. I'm not going to forget the rating.
Still going to buy it.
Oh, definitely. I can't wait to see that. I'm not going to forget the rating this week. It is a 7.2. And just overall, it's a great action-packed monster movie with amazing shots and style, great 3D and CGI, and that massive teasing treat at the very end. You better stay and watch it. And on that note,
bye-bye for now.
See you later.
Thanks to Cineworld Festival Leisure Park Basildon for the best experience around.